Sean Salisbury joining us, the former NFL quarterback, host of the Sean Salisbury Show.
Is that speaking of losers?
Well, by the way, you were a big man on campus at USC, right?
Yeah, I didn't have any acne, but I did have long hair and I could pull.
Yeah, you were, even if you weren't a starter at USC, you were doing well.
Whoa.
No.
That was reserved for my NFL backup role. I was a starter at USC.
No, but even if the guy, your backup wasn't, he was just your
you're
backup.
the fourth quarterback at USC. You walked on sorority fraternity row. I played quarterback at USC. It doesn't matter if you're first or eighth. It's a very popular position on campus.
Wait. Did you ever wear your jersey on campus?
Only to bed. No, I never wore my jersey.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was the guy who tucked his jersey into his high jeans and pulled them up to his chest. And where the number comes down so low, Dan, where you can only see half the number because the guy tucked his jersey in so much. And here you guys are talking about Chester Lemon and Roger Moret, the KG left-hander, Crafty.
Well, I bring this up about, on campus. John Gruden went to Dayton, and John would wear his football letter jacket around on campus with a football in his hands all the time. He didn't play, but he gave you the impression that, I'm a football player and I got my letter jacket on.
Yeah, is it like the guy who gets like a championship ring but never played, but he's at the bar and he's tapping it on the thing, hoping that somebody next to him sees that he has a ring on type of thing?
I would do that.
That's a cheesy move by Gruden, but it's worked.
Yeah.
Look at him now, man. I need to try that. It didn't work for me, Dan. I need to try the jersey and Letterman's jacket thing.
All right. I love your analysis because you're very astute at looking at quarterbacks, and I love your opinions. And it comes down to this with the quarterbacking position now in how we draft, or what do we look for in a quarterback, as opposed to, 10 years ago, Kyler Murray is probably made into a wide receiver or a kick returner. But, he's sort of, we're not sure what to do. We can't place him in a position where everybody goes, okay, that's exactly what he is. Like, what do you know about Kyler Murray that says he will be successful in the NFL?
Well, Dan, I've changed my narrative on him probably more than I've changed on any quarterback in such a short period of time, maybe the last 3 or 4 months. I fell into that trap, and I don't want to. First of all, the size thing, we've got to get rid of that. Matter of fact, there's more quarterbacks under 6 foot, Fran Tarkenton, Russ Wilson, Drew Brees, this kid, who have been more successful than guys like over 6'6". So this height and size thing, we got to get rid of that. We've got to start treating quarterbacks and athletes a little different. In my mind, I went back and watched 3 or 4 of his games after the season was over, just to watch him when he was doing some good things and some bad things. Mm-hmm. And I know, Dan, you've been talking a lot about him.
Yeah.
If I was the Arizona Cardinals, I would answer every phone call for Josh Rosen. I think as we speak today, he's a better playmaker than Rosen is. Now, that doesn't mean Rosen can't be a good player. I think he can with the right situation. But with Cliff and with Kyler, if he gets out of the top 10, it's criminal that somebody didn't take him in the top 10. He's accurate. He has plenty of arm. I've never seen a guy stop and start quicker, maybe since Barry Sanders, and especially at the quarterback position. He gets skinny and small, too. Everybody talks about can he handle the punishment. There's a bunch of 6'5" guys. There's a lot of room to hit. Like me, there's a lot of room to hit, couldn't move.
Yeah.
This guy's like a running back who gets skinny in the hole. He doesn't give you a lot to hit. I've changed, Dan. I went back and watched him. I was under the 4th or 5th round guy. He's a baseball guy, great athlete, and I love multi-sport athletes. I'm telling you right now, this guy, I believe he's going to be a star in the league. I believe he's one of those guys that once he gets the job, you don't get it back. He wins. And, Dan, every time you watch him on film, I can go around the league right now, the NFL or college, and find you quarterbacks that are never the best player on the field, ever. I can go watch this dude, and he's always the best player on the field, and he wins. And there's something to be said for that. I will be shocked if he's fallen out of the top 10, and I will not be shocked if he's picked first or in the top 5. I wouldn't, or top 6.
I've made the point that if you're Arizona and you're going to already change the paradigm there and you bring in Cliff Kingsbury, all right, you're looking for something unique. You're making a big change with a guy who had a losing record in college, great offensive mind, and is on record as saying I'd take Kyler Murray if I had that opportunity to take him number 1 overall. If I could send Josh Rosen to the Patriots, let's say, and I could bring in Kyler Murray, let's say I get the Patriots' late first-round pick for Josh Rosen. it seems like a win-win for both sides here.
I think, matter of fact, that phone call should last 30 seconds, Dan. Rosen goes and gets to learn behind Brady and gets to be with Josh McDaniels, and it's perfect for him what they do. Remember the narrative on Rosen when he came out as the most NFL ready, and quite frankly, of all the guys drafted in the first round, he progressed the least. So that would be great for him. And then you're Cliff. This is what you do. The kid knows the verbiage. He's an explosive talent. If you're going to go all in.
Yeah.
Why go 72% in and then 2 years later say, oh, man, maybe we should have? What's like any other position, Dan, if we fail on a defensive end, and I know the quarterback position sets franchises back, but this kid, the only thing that's not to like, if he was 6'1", he'd be the first pick of the draft, and they do everything they could to maneuver to people to trade up to get him. Simple, two or three inches more.
I know.
The guys that play, it's just stupid. It's a dumb narrative. But you think about how 3 years down the road, if you're going to go all in, because what happens? The defensive end, we draft him, he doesn't work, we get another one. Quarterback doesn't work, okay, 2-3 years down the road, we'll go get another one. It's a rough position to analyze. It's a tough position to find out if the guy's got it. Kyler Murray does. Now, whether he's going to be a superstar or not, it remains to be seen, but I know he plays well under pressure. He elevates his play against good players, and I've never seen him other than, maybe 1 or 2 times on the field where, he looks confused. Other than that, he looks in complete control, football IQ, accurate. If I'm Arizona, I'm not even hesitating on this. If I can get a first-round pick for Rosen somewhere, I'm shipping him and I'm drafting Kyler Murray, and let's do what Cliff does. Let's put that kid in that offense, and let's cut it loose. I think Kyler Murray is a franchise changer with his ability.
Okay, this is my idea. I know the Giants they appear to be locked in on Dwayne Haskins out of Ohio State. If I'm the Giants, I go after Kyler Murray because I got Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. Now I want to see how you adjust to our speed as we, you have those sweeps. I'm going to come at you, and you're going to go, oh, my God, I'm in a track meet here. And
yep.
I would just change. I would turn the NFL on its ear. And with those 3, if I could put Kyler Murray in there on that turf, and I know that the Giants love their 6'4", 6'5" quarterback. If you look back, Eli and Phil Simms and Jeff Hostetler. But, man, you put him on turf with Saquon and Odell Beckham, and, man, I just think that would be some fun stuff.
Well, we got it. They like their big quarterbacks, but this is a chance to change things completely. I can remember when Barry Sanders, we played against him twice a year. You can't simulate speed, man. You just can't. We put a Paul Palmer. We took anybody, a running back, a wide receiver, slot guy, tried to make him the quarterback that week during the practice week, and then we go play Barry Sanders, and our defensive backs were tackling air. Okay, they hugged air because Barry was so good. Kyler Murray, the elusiveness, you get those 3 cats together. Now, I love Dwayne Haskins. He plays great under pressure late in games, great football IQ. If the Giants don't get him, somebody else should get him quick because I like that kid a lot. I like how he processes information. But Murray, with that speed, Dan, how do you defend it all? You talk about the big 3, even though they may be small in stature. I don't know how you would defend it. So if you're going to set the NFL on its ear, Kyler Murray's the guy to do it. And I know people, I can't stand it. He's too small. Well, you know what? I hear that all the time, yet the kid keeps playing at Oklahoma, keeps succeeding. Everywhere he goes, they find a way to win. I love the fact that he's competitive. Now, he needs to be a better interview.
Did you see the interview on my show?
Did I ever?
No.
Did I see it? I was cringing at the same time. I said, wait a minute, you're going into the interview. Dan's going to ask probing questions. Just be prepared to give me an answer. I love when you had to call on the Pops in the stands, and he wasn't giving you an answer.
He shook me off. And then at one point I go, this is on. This microphone's on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dan, you handled it great, but he's going to have to get better at that because he's going to be the face of a franchise to understand that those things happen. And going to New York, they're going to happen rampantly if he goes there. So I'm with you, Dan. You can't simulate speed. You just can't. Yeah. And the kid's see, I used to look at him, Dan, as a baseball player athlete who was just a dynamic football quarterback because he was a good athlete. I've changed. I think he's a quarterback who just happens to be a great baseball player and an athlete. Like I said, you add 3 inches to his height, we wouldn't even be having this discussion, and we still shouldn't be having this discussion. The guy's a winner, and he's a dynamic game changer and probably will turn a franchise or the teams that play it on its ear. That's how dynamic he is.
Good to visit with you. And
great to visit with you.
We'll catch up with you soon.
Can't wait, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you having me on. Okay.
Sean Salisbury.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.